right, Shannon, Mahomes is your guy. What's the biggest reason the Chiefs beat the Bucs last night?
My homeboy, because he can do things that very few quarterbacks, if any quarterbacks, can do. You saw the touchdown that we just highlighted. Tom Brady's not making that play, and I keep telling you he can just do things. And on 12, through the first three quarters, they were 9 of 12 on third down. The Bucs, no matter what they tried to blitz him, they tried coverage, they tried one-on-one. It did not matter. He seemed to always was a step ahead of them. And when you cannot get off the field on third down, it's going to be very difficult for you to beat a team. And then the thing that the Bucs really do really well defensively is that if you so happen to get into the red zone, they normally force you to kick field goals. Well, the Chiefs' first 5 possessions into the red zone resulted in touchdowns. You win ball games by scoring touchdowns, not by kicking field goals. We're going to talk a little later about a team that kicked a lot of field goals, Skip. And they had the same problem a couple of weeks ago when they had a 21-point lead, the Baltimore Ravens. Every time they got into the red zone, they scored touchdowns. Through the first 3 quarters, the Chiefs were 10 for 12 on third down, scored on their first 5 red zone trips into the red zone. And when you can do that, you put pressure. Tom Brady was up under the gun all night. It's because he was facing an uphill battle. They couldn't run the football, and then they completely abandoned the run. Skip, did you know 4 of the 6 fewest times in which a team has run the football in NFL history, you know who the quarterback's been? Yeah, it's been him. I keep telling you, because he cannot extend plays, now you're stuck. You're stuck.
You're stuck.
You're stuck.
Stuck with the guy who's won 7 Super Bowls. I love it.
What did it do?
Shannon Sharpe.
Okay, let me ask you this question. You keep going back to the past. How did that help him last night?
How did it help him against Mahomes when they played 2 years ago? How did it help him?
Jen.
How did it help him?
Well, go ahead, because you want to talk about last night. You want to talk about the past. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Stop.
You don't see. You never want to deal with right now.
What's wrong with Tom Brady?
You don't want to.
There's nothing wrong with Tom Brady.
Deal with what right now.
Yeah, I'm dealing.
What's the excuse?
Tell me when it's my turn.
He had Mike Evans. He had Julio. He had Chris Godwin. He had Leonard Fournette. He had Donovan Smith. Now,
did he have Shaq Barrett? Did he have Devin White?
Whoa.
Did he have Levante David?
Whoa.
Did he? Help me out.
Now.
Did he have a defense? Shannon Sharpe, wait a minute. On Friday, you said, I'm picking Tom Brady. I'm picking Tom Brady because of the Bucs defense. Help me out. What happened last night to the Bucs defense? What happened?
Okay, so
come on, Hall of Fame.
Okay,
show me.
Let me talk.
Teach me.
How about this here? How about, they turn the ball over. Tampa fumbled the ball. Tom Brady, and the Chiefs go down. They get 7. It's 7-0. Tom Brady comes down. Now, he's allowed to get 7. He got 3. Tampa, the Chiefs.
Wait, Tom Brady was 4 for 4 in the red zone. 4 for 4.
Hold on.
Who knew?
Hold on, time out.
I guess I got to get a new TV.
Whoa.
4 for 4.
Tom Brady threw 4 passes. Tom Brady, ladies and gentlemen at home, Tom Brady threw 4 passes when it was a 1-score game. Every touchdown that he threw, 267 yards came when he was at least 3 scores down. So to make a long story short, and I went extremely long, he got a lot of empty calories last night, Skip Bayless. Skip.
This is the one guy who doesn't do empty calories because he comes back.
Every touchdown that he threw, they were at least 3 scores down. 267 of the 385 came when there were at least 3 scores down. If that's not empty calories, when the score was 14-13, what did he do? When the score was 14-3, what did he do? When the score was 21-3, what did he do? At what point in time did Tom Brady make it a ball game? What point in time did you say, you know what? Woo, here we go, Tom.
Oh, about 17 times.
When?
Because it's this guy. It's the greatest player in the history of your game.
All I'm saying,
that you continue to disparage and discredit. It's just shameful what you do.
No. What we do is
you got to recognize greatness once in your life.
What we do with sports is we take it game by game. Nobody can ever take away Tom Brady's 7 Super Bowls, nor should they attempt to. Nobody can take away those 700 touchdowns, those 80,000 yards. But last night, Patrick Mahomes outplayed him. The Kansas City Chiefs outplayed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'll give you that.
Defense and special teams. Offense, defense, and special teams.
Tell me when it's my turn.
Take off.
Thank you very much. Now back to Jen's question. The biggest reason that Kansas City won this game was that Todd Bowles' defense gave up by far the most rush yards it has ever given up in the 4 years he has been the defensive coordinator, now / head coach. Would you believe that the home team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that you cannot run against? What's the one biggest cliche in the sport? You can't run on Tampa Bay, right?
Yep.
189 yards rushing for Patrick Mahomes. 189. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what the time of possession was for this football game? Patrick Mahomes had the ball for 39 minutes because his team ran for 189 yards, and he completed some little dink and dunk short stop between the legs, behind the back, over the head, left-handed passes. He completed them to the tune of converting 12 of 17 third downs. But the key was, every time that he handed the ball to one of his two backs, and that kid Pacheco from Rutgers, every time I look up, I say, wait a second, how did he go 30th in the 7th round? Shannon Sharpe once upon a time was a 7th round pick. This kid was the 30th pick, so he's 3 from the bottom of the draft. And every time he was handed the football, he ran into a crowded or albeit closed hole, and I'd say, wait a second, the pile gets pushed 7 yards. Edwards-Helaire, he gets the ball, and I'd say, wait a second, the hole is gummed up, and all of a sudden I look up and he's got 8 yards. It's a matter of want to. It's a matter of desire. It's a matter of getting your asses kicked on your home field on national Sunday night TV. 189 yards, so your quarterback has the ball almost twice as much as the home team quarterback does. In 21 minutes, Tom Brady has the ball for 21 minutes. Would you believe he throws for 385 yards? Unbelievable. Would you believe that Tom Brady completed 75% of his passes last? 75. It's outrageously great. I told you.
How you get 75% of 39?
75. I just did the math. 39 of 52 is 75%. 39 of 52, it's almost like do 40 of 52. It's almost like 40 of 50. It's 75%.
Oh, really?
It's 4 of 4 in the red zone. It's 6 of 10 on third down. All of those are winning numbers.
When you're behind, Skip, when you're up 17, when you're up 21, when you're up like the Chiefs were, they're like, we give you that nickel and dime stuff. You know why? Because we know you can't throw the big shot over our head. So we'll give you the nickel and dime stuff. We'll give you 13 plays, let you eat up 5 minutes. We'll give you 14 plays, let you eat up 4.5, 6 minutes. But meaningless. They were meaningless, Skip. They were empty calories. Empty calories.
Todd Bowles' defense, vaunted Bucs defense that had allowed only 27 total points, the whole 9 points a game in 3 games. It allowed 41 points at home, 417 yards and 41 points. And it all began on the opening kickoff when they put a rookie back to receive, a running back out of Arizona State, and he catches it, and then he didn't catch it. He didn't hold on to it. And if you cough it and give them a very short field that they just go boom, 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 and cash it, you're playing behind the 8 ball from the start. You handed them 7-0, and that was really the football game. That was it.
What normally happens? The Bucs, Tom Brady would turn it over, somebody fumbles the ball, or you get a kickoff or a punt return, and the Bucs defense normally locks it down. I thought Andy Reid and EB did a great job of calling the game last night. They did a great job of moving. And that's the thing, Skip. The days of Tyreek, you're not going to get 60, 70-yard home runs. If you look at Mahomes, he has 230, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's not going to be the big explosive plays. But it's Valdez-Scantling, it's Juju, it's Skip. And it's so frustrating because you had him. You got Patrick Mahomes sacked. And somehow he muscles the ball to Juju for a first down on third down.
Time out. Thank you for bringing that up because that was my next point. Could we see this play in the first quarter? Could we see what happened? Because it's 8:16 left. It's 3rd and 1. This is a pretty big early play in this game.
Y'all got it dead right, right,
Looks like, and Devin White's got him.
No, that's Carlton Davis.
I mean, yeah, it was.
Carlton Davis on the corner blitz.
Yeah, here we go. And he's got him. And he does have him. He's taking him down, and it's going to be a sack.
Yep.
If you open your dictionary right now and you look up the definition of ill-advised, you will see a picture of Patrick Mahomes, ill-advised. Do you know what could happen on that play? You know what happens about 75% of the time on that play? It's going the other way. Could we see it one more time? This has pick 6 written all over it. It's pick 6. Patrick Mahomes gets away with near murder because that's pick 6-able. And Mike Edwards doesn't quite, he's Mr. Pick 6. He's a split second late.
That's Winfield Jr.
Okay. It looks.
That's Winfield Jr.
Okay. It's a split second away from going the other way because Patrick Mahomes was a split second away all night long of disaster. He gets away
He lives on the edge,
with,
Skip. You
with
know that.
more bad idea plays than anybody who's ever played this game. And the reason he does is because he has a head coach who is an egomaniac of an offensive coordinator, is Andy Reid, offensive genius. He's got to polish his genius. And he loves it for his quarterback to make those plays because then everybody says, oh, Andy, oh, Andy, oh, Andy, did you see what Andy pulled off? Andy does this and Andy does that. And if we could see the play that Andy ran for a touchdown, a trick play, if we could see this.
With the center? I mean, the tight end getting up on the center?
Yeah, could we see this? Please, this is, what's his name? Noah Gray. The tight end decides, they're faking like, we're all messed up. We're messed up. Kelsey, what are you doing? And then he stops and puts his hand on the center and runs a quarterback sneak as a tight end. Okay, this is a high school play.
It worked.
This is high school. This is the kind of play if Shannon Sharpe had been playing with the 2000 Baltimore Ravens. If you did that to them, to Ray Lewis and company, they would be steamed. They would say, we are going to get even with you for running that circus play, that high school play, that amateurish trick play, that sleight of hand shell game play on us. Every time he gets down there, it's like, look at me, watch me.
Yes.
Would you believe Andy Reid now? I looked up last night, he's got a State Farm commercial.
You saw that last night? He's drawing mustaches on people.
He's drawing mustaches.
Big Red. I like that
That's
Big Red.
Andy Reid. And the reason he got a State Farm commercial are plays like that down in the red zone that sometimes the karma of that will come back to bite you. Somebody will get even, as in Tom Brady got even with you in overtime of an AFC Championship game in your place in the cold up in Kansas City. He got even by converting 3 straight third and 10s. He didn't throw it behind his back. He didn't throw it between his legs. He threw it conventionally and converted 3 straight third and 10s. And then he got to go head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl and just beat the snot out of him.
Yeah, you see what happened?
It was a 31-9. It was a drubbing.
Yeah, hold on. You see what happens when Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to run for his life the entire game, and when you can run the ball as well. Skip. The fact of the matter is that when Tom Brady last week against Green Bay, he scored 13 points. You didn't say anything about Todd Bowles' defense. He gave up 14. Tom Brady scored 13. And you found a way to place blame on somebody else. You talked about what he did not have. Okay, he had all of his weapons on Sunday night. Okay, instead of scoring 31.
Didn't have Julio. I don't know what happened. Julio came in for one play and caught one ball.
Julio was in there. But anyway, you had Mike Evans. You had Chris Godwin. You had Russell Gage. You had all your guys. So instead of scoring 31, how about you score 42?
Okay. How about 385 yards passing? How about 31? That's pretty good. That should win most games, right?
No.
31?
Hold on. No.
31?
No.
Come on.
No. It didn't win that because the other team had 41. So 31 will never win against 41. If Tom Brady, Skip, I keep telling you, he was 3 scores. Every touchdown pass that he threw, he was at least 3 scores down. 267 of the 385 came when he was at least 3 scores down.
Yeah, and somewhere up in his palatial estate up in Bel Air, Shannon Sharpe is on the edge of his seat saying, I know he's going to get me. I know he's coming back.
Yeah,
I know he's going to get me.
He's not that guy anymore. He's not that guy.
Not that guy anymore.
He's not that guy.
Says
He's not that guy.
Could we see the 3 touchdown passes that Tom Brady did throw, please? This is the man across me who says he's in decline, that he's just plain bad. That was the quote from Shannon Sharpe last week. Plain, P-L-A-I-N, plain bad. Not playing bad, plain bad.
Oh, let's give. So what did that make it? What score did that make it?
Look at this throw to Mike Evans. Oh, that's terrible. You know what? He needs to go home.
What
he needs to go home and sit on his couch.
Wow, little pitch and kick, little right there.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So that score, if I'm not mistaken, that score made it. What score did that make it?
I don't know. He was on fire last night. You know what? Tom Brady might be playing as great as he's ever played. That's what he's doing.
Really?
And he did have. It reminded me of the Super Bowl when Bill Belichick's vaunted defense gave up 41 to the backup quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles as Brady threw for a playoff record, not a Super Bowl record, 505, put up 33 and
Okay,
lost.
let me ask you a question. Since you were so out on Tampa, Tampa's defense made a stand last night. On 4th down, Mahomes, Edwards-Helaire should have caught the ball, but I thought he should have stuck it on him. And guess what? They get the ball back, and great straight, they get the ball back, stop the touchdown. The very next play, what did Tom Brady do? No. I want you to tell the people at home, what did Tom Brady do?
He made one mistake that was actually a great play by Kansas City.
No,
defense.
he speed read. You can't get Tom Brady. He speed read. He bing, 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 bing. So he didn't speed read.
That's what he's been doing his whole career. That's all he's been doing.
I don't know about the career.
He's 45 years of age and he's still speed reading.
I don't know about his whole career. I know about last night.
Okay, all I know is he slid to his left because he's got really good pocket feet. And
He's predetermined.
L'Jarius Sneed tricked him. He got him. He disguised it. He delayed. And he came all the way, he looped all the way around the backside of the formation. And Brady double pumped it because he had to bring it down one time. If this had been 2001, that would have been a tuck rule right there, and that would not have been a fumble. Am I right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. That's exactly the same play.
Because he had tucked, right? He had tucked. He tucked the ball, and then, boom, he got hit, and he never saw Sneed.
Nope.
And Sneed got him. And I give Sneed high credit for that because you rarely get him like that.
But the thing I like about Sneed, he went for the ball. He's like, he don't even see me. Oh, let me get this ball out.
He got it.
Sometimes people just, let me sack Tom Brady. No,
right.
Get that ball out.
And Shannon Sharpe always tells me, Brady never gets touched. I think he got touched that time because he was shaking his arm. Something happened to his arm, and it did not matter because he just kept flinging it.
Skip, when it's like a basketball player. Okay, all of a sudden you're down 20, and at the end of the night you end up with 46 points, but you lose by 20. What have you done?
Well, he lost by 10.
Skip, the game was the game close? No, the game wasn't even close.
There were 4 or 5 times I said, okay, here he comes. Here he comes.
Had Mahomes made one mistake, if Mahomes doesn't make that mistake, you lose by 17.
No, if you can just stop him from running for first downs on third down.
Well, how about you
running for third down? You just run. You get 5 yards on 3rd and 4. You can't stop that. You can't get the ball back. If they had just kept, through the second half, if they just stop, which they're fully capable of doing, Brady's going to win that game.
But here's the thing. But you see what you're asking? You asked the defense to stop, but you place all the blame. If they'd have stopped, you'd have never gave them credit. All you would have talked about is how Tom Brady came back. You see, anytime Tom Brady loses, it's somebody else's fault. Anytime they win, it's always his greatness. Why is that?
I'll tell you whose fault it was last night. This game was probably lost last week when Shaq Barrett told the media that we have an opportunity to go out and dominate against this line. He said, we have an opportunity against this line to go out and impose our will. This should be our coming out party against this line, which was obviously a shambles during the Super Bowl.
Right.
And he's talking about it like it's still the Super Bowl offensive line. And Patrick Mahomes said after the game, we had a chip on our shoulders. They had a chip on their shoulders because they got called out.
Well, the thing is, Skip, the best thing you can do to slow down a pass rush is run the football. So now Shaq Barrett and all those guys can't just jump off the ball and come get Patrick Mahomes because remember, in the Super Bowl, Skip, they had nothing. They couldn't run the football, and the offensive line had 5 new players, and so now we're not even worried about you running the football. Now, they put something on them, put that stank on them right quick.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.